Fireworks are ready.
Circling your head, contemplating everything you ever said. Now I see the truth, I got it down. A different motive in your eyes, and now I'm out. See you later. I see your fantasy. You wanna make it a reality, bathing gold. See inside of our heads, yeah. Well, now that's over. I see your motives inside, decisions to hide. Back off, I'll take you on. Headstrong to take on anyone. I know that you are wrong. Headstrong, we're headstrong. Back off, I'll take you on. Headstrong to take on anyone.
Hello, today we're learning about classification of matter. Did you know a substance is a type of material with a fixed composition, just like an element or a compound? An element is a substance that is built from atoms. The atoms in the substance have the same identity. This penny represents an element because it is composed of copper atoms. A compound is two or more elements combined. Water is an example of this because it's made up of two hydrogen molecules and one oxygen molecule. A mixture is made up of two or more substances that can be easily separated by physical means. There are two types of mixtures, a heterogeneous mixture and a homogeneous mixture. A heterogeneous mixture is a mixture in which different materials can be easily distinguished. Here we have lettuce, which is just a regular substance. Once you add carrots and cheese, it becomes a heterogeneous mixture. On a different note, a homogeneous mixture contains two or more gaseous, liquid, or solid substances blended evenly throughout. This flat Pepsi is an example because it is a homogeneous mix of water, sugar, flavoring, and some remaining carbon dioxide. A colloid is a type of mixture with particles that are larger than those in solutions, but they're not heavy enough to settle out. The Tyndall effect is a method used to determine if a substance is a colloid. When you shine a light onto the colloid, the light particles should scatter. When you shine the light through the milk, you can see the particles, proving that it's truly a colloid. The yellow part on top are the particles of the milk scattering. Notice you cannot see the light through the water. A suspension is an example of a heterogeneous mixture in which the particles of a liquid settle. In this suspension, the particles of the liquid are settling.
Okay, kids, now don't try this at home.
A physical property is any characteristic of material that you can observe without changing the identity of the substances, color, shape, size, density, melting point, and boiling point. A physical change is a change in size, shape, or state of matter. By smashing a window... physical change because you aren't changing the chemical makeup of the window even though it's broken. As you can see, after you've broken the window, even with all the glass, it's still the same window. You know, this is still the same glass, it's still the same frame that you had on the window before. So no matter how many times you break the window or, you know, you smash it with a hammer or whatever, it's still going to be the same window, it's still going to be the same glass and the same frame, and no matter what. Example of a physical change would be tearing or ripping up a sheet of paper. Once you tear up the paper, it's still going to be the same old sheet of paper that you had before. And no matter which ways you crumble it, it is still always going to be the same piece of paper that you had before, no matter what you do with it, no matter how many times you rip it, or how many times you crumble it up, which is another example of a physical change.
A chemical property is a characteristic of a substance that indicates burning, color change, and smell. Fireworks are an example of a chemical change because when you light them on fire, the colors change up in the air and they're burning.
As you can see, the fireworks are red now, and after you light them on fire, they're burning and the colors will change, making it a chemical change.
Why are you gonna do it next to me?
Another example of a chemical reaction is lighting a sparkler. Before the reaction takes place, the sparkler is gray, and after you light the sparkler on fire, during the reaction the sparkler is turning a goldish yellow, and after the reaction the end of the sparkler is turning black. And color change and burning, which obviously the sparkler is burning, are all examples of chemical reactions. After the reaction takes place, the sparkler turns black, and compared to before, the sparkler is gray, which color change is an example of a chemical reaction.
Your subtleties, they strangle me. I can't explain myself at all. And all at once, and all